that, I was guest hosting in the doctor's show. So I was flying to LA back and forth and guest hosting there, and all the other opportunities that have arisen because of it. And I did it too. So I'm not going to pretend to be better than anyone. I agree. I did it for those reasons, because that's the reason you do it. But if I had to pinpoint one person in general, I don't, you know what? I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could. I think more women to a more greater degree and others to a lesser degree. But at the same time, we all wanted, something positive to come out of it regarding some type of fame, or however you want to call it, or recognition per se.
And what did you want to get out of it in particular?
Well, before I was a dentist, I was a model. I did beauty pageants. I did things on TV. I did Spanish soap opera. So I had already done things on TV, but usually in the Spanish market, not in the American market. So when the opportunity arose, I was like, well, possibilities can be endless. And after the Housewives show ended, that I was flying back and forth to LA to film the doctor's TV show, I was like, wow, now I'm seeing the big picture. This is amazing. And I love the show. And the executive producer was super excited about having me on the show. And, he had talked to me about the possibility of being a permanent host on the show. And when they went on hiatus, it was so heart-wrenching for me, because at that moment, he got let go of the show. And I was like, I was so excited, because they filmed only 2 days a week, Thursdays and Fridays, 3 shows on Thursday, 3 shows on Friday. So I could easily see my patients Monday through Wednesday, fly to LA. And there was also a reality star who's one of the hosts, which is Travis.
Yeah.
And he was on the trailer. And he doesn't even live in LA. He lives in Colorado. So he flies in on Wednesday night, films exactly that, and takes the red eye back home on Friday. So I was like, how perfect is this? So I was so excited. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. And they let go of the executive producer, who was an absolute sweetheart. I'm still friends to him to this day. I speak to him every once in a while, Andrew Scher. And he's back in New York now, because he used to be actually an executive producer of The View years ago. Really nice guy. Now he's back working in TV, but in New York. He's back in New York. So, who knows what else can come out of it. So yeah, you never know what can come out of it. I never expected something like The Doctors. And there's been a couple of shows and projects in the works. I've been going back and forth also, and doing segments on Access Hollywood in NBC.
Oh, really?
I was there in October, and I was actually supposed to be there mid-March, exactly the week that travel got completely shut down, and everything, the shows got shut down. So I was like, we even had the segment, everything was scheduled, and I was like, So as soon as everything comes back up in California, then I'll be flying and doing another segment.
What segments do you do? Like dentistry?
Beauty and dentistry. Yeah, because I have a full med spa. So we do everything from Botox, fillers, laser removal. So anything, beauty and fashion segments, I do on different shows and different channels.
Do you ever get called for like, who has bad Botox, who has bad plastic surgery?
You know what? I don't, because like I said, I don't want to be pinpointing out. There's definitely opinions. People write to me and tell me about certain people, and I'm like, I listen. But you know what? It is what it is.
Am I just being extra shady today? I mean, I'm not sure.
No, but you know what? No, you're being realistic, and it is what it is. But I don't think that if they got the bad surgery, sometimes they don't see it themselves, or if they see it themselves, I'm sure they don't feel good about it. And I'm not going to make them feel worse than they do feel, or I'm not going to bring to light something that they maybe never realized, and then I don't want to be the one to bring it up.
That makes sense.
I am here to help, and that's kind of how I feel. Not to, like I said, not to portray myself to be the same Karen. I don't want to add fuel to a fire in that sense.
Do you feel like you still get opportunities because you were on the Housewives, or is it really just because of your other stuff now?
I do. I do think, even though, some time has passed since the Housewives, because I have been, I guess, semi-constant in TV, and whether it's the Spanish market or the American market, people still, are very attached to the Housewives. It doesn't matter how many years have passed or how many seasons have passed. There seems to be a constant attraction to the show, and the power of Bravo is amazing. I have a friend of mine who actually is in the new Indian show, Monica Vaswani, and she's like
Yeah.
a sweetheart. And, you know, she always asked me for advice. I was like, oh my gosh, you know, tell me about this. And so I helped her out. And Bravo has created this wonderful recipe for people to just have this either guilty pleasure and literally be faithful to the channel. And it's been amazing for that.
Do you find like when the reunion aired like 2 or 3 weeks ago, like did you find like your Instagram was blowing up and you got more
Yes.
followers?
You know what? I started getting more followers again, and it was incredible how I would start getting all these DMs on Instagram. I am not kidding you. Friday night, I had about 150 DMs.
I believe it.
People talking to me about the other women, like you know, how I just said before. And I'm like, I'm kind of like a psychiatrist. I'll hear them out, but I'm not going to acknowledge. I don't want to, you know, make your own conclusions. And they're, you know, and they were like, my God, blank, so-and-so was such a bitch. Can I say bitch?
Yes, you could say anything you want.
Internet, okay.
You could say worse than that if you'd like.
Okay, because yeah, it's not TV per se. Okay. So, and they were like, oh my God, what is wrong with her? And after so-and-so came out and, you know, and I knew so-and-so associated to that rumor. So I know it's true. And I'm like, and I would just listen to them. I became like a psychiatrist. And I'm like, thank you for your support. Thank you for being so sweet. Thank you for your compliment. And that's all I would say. Because I'm not going to add, you know, I think we're all adults, and if you're not an adult, you can make your own conclusions to whatever you think. And there's still people that are not going to like me, you know, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
Well, I mean, that's good. The main two people you really had the issues with on the show were Adriana and Alexia.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I mean, so what happened like after the show? Like, have you kept in touch with them? I mean, I know now you guys have all kind of spoken recently.
Well, you know what? It's interesting to me because I went to an event of Hot Living is a wonderful magazine. It's a very high-end magazine here. I'm very good friends with the publisher and with Kamal. And we go to this event, and of course they want to invite, you know, the housewives, and of course they want to go. So I'm at this dinner, and coincidentally, it's assigned seating, you know, this long, gorgeous table. And when I noticed, they all, of course, sat us all next to each other. And you know what? Grow up, get over it. And you said horrible things about me. Did I mention things? Yeah, you know, about your husband, about something? Sure, because I'm not going to stay quiet. And if